Chicky boy. You have fun at the beach today? Huh? Come on, go on, go on. Hey, Blakey. Blakey. Hey, Blakey. Blake. Hello. How's this? Oh my goodness, I look terrible. Hi! Today's going to be a vlogging day, I've decided. It's Sunday, and we've actually got a long weekend this weekend. It's the afternoon, it's about 2 p.m, and here I am at the beach, obviously. Brought the dogs down to get some fresh air and to let them have a bit of a swim. And I've had such a productive morning. I have done so much schoolwork. I'm so proud of myself. I've started to switch around my thinking about how to deal with Sundays. I've started doing the jobs that I don't really care for first thing in the morning instead of later in the afternoon when things are really rushed. So this morning I have started my Year 11 reports, finished my Year 11 marking, entered all of the marks into our marks book, and finished marking all of my junior stuff. So I'm all up to date with my junior assessment tasks. Yeah, written up all the feedback and all of that sort of stuff. So a really productive morning. I'm really happy with that. Today I've got on some lip balm, which my friend actually makes. I will link underneath this video what it is. Her company's called, hello, friendly puppy. Her company's called Essentially, and she does like lip balms mainly. And I'll insert a photo of it here actually, because I've got I think it was peppermint and vanilla on today, which is lovely. And I'm wearing my really Larry blue pants. These are Active Truth pants, and they are so comfy. They've got a really nice wide band. I like the long legs in winter. It just gives that little bit of warmth, extra warmth. Even though it's a beautiful sunny day, the wind is quite chilly. There he goes. Pasta! Go, Frankie. Lipo. Hey. Hello. She does this weird thing where she goes fishing for rocks. She where'd you get there, Mo? A big rock. What you gonna do, Mo? Down together. She may not put out the same rock, she will put out. Good job, Mo.
Like Buck on the movie last night, because that was a gold nugget about that size.
Okay, there we go. Oh, look at the size of that one. Where are you taking it? It's pretty big for your little mouth.
Look at that, Molly.
It's pretty big for you, Molly.
Oh, that's huge.
She goes again. Big one. Okay, let's try this way of filming. Maybe if I stand a bit like this. Okay, first of all, excuse my bed. Today's sheet washing day. I normally do that on Sunday morning, first thing, second thing, you know, like I go for a walk normally first. But today's I've switched it all around and it feels a bit weird, but I feel so happy about getting my schoolwork done. So I just wanted to talk to you about my hair a little bit. So those of you who follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you should, at Kafoople Classroom is where that's my main account. So I have been the last probably 2.5, maybe 3 weeks, I have been doing the curly girl method with my hair. I'm just experimenting something different, you know, and try this curly girl method for a little while. They do say there's a transition period of a couple of weeks before it sort of settles in. So anyway, yeah, let's go to that. Well, you're not coming with me, but I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, hello, I'm back. I'm holding my t-shirt. This is what I had my hair wrapped in. And I just want to show you, like, I've been gone for a long time. I did the whole rigmarole in the shower. Show you the products that I've used as well. I think I've left them in the other room. I'll go and grab them in a second. But you can see, like, the curl just really has come out. I don't know if you can see, actually. Let me... Oh, that won't work. All you can see is my messy bedroom. Okay, let's try this. Maybe you can see the curl a bit better. So it's still very wet. So you're meant to keep it wrapped in your t-shirt for like ages, maybe up to an hour. So I will do that. I've got to go and cook in a minute. But you can see why you can't do it on a, well, I can't do it on a school morning. It's just really tricky, especially in winter when the days are so short and cold. Like I was even getting cold during this whole process. I don't know why I'm so useless at getting the camera organised. Let's just hold it, shall we? There, how's that? Okay. So yeah, you shampoo and condition with some special curly stuff, and then you do this deep conditioning or hair mask, and that's supposed to go in for about 10 minutes. So while I'm doing that, I just turn the water off because I can't stand the thought of wasting water. So I turn all the water off and I give the shower a quick clean. Yeah, and then you do the gel bit with the praying hands and your scrunchy and all that stuff. So I've done all of that in the shower. So next thing is to wait for it to dry and then scrunch again to try to get the crispiness out. And a few times I have actually helped it by diffusing and just getting the diffuser sort of like this and just gently lifting and then drying like that and then going around in different sections. So yeah, that's what I've been doing and it's been pretty good so far. Gotta go make some food. Let's go do that. Just before we head off to the kitchen, I just wanted to show you this that I got sent this week from Inika. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I really like to use organic products on my skin if I can. So I've gradually over the last few years been switching over to organic makeup and skincare. If I can't get organic, then natural is fine. But this is what they sent me, and I've tried a sachet already and I really liked it. So this is, I can't read that, can you? Poly something. Phytofuse Renew Restoratrol Serum. Oh, wait a second. That's not what I used. Oh, they're all different. Now I get it. So the first sachet I used over 2 days, and it was the face cream. And these are all different things. Okay, so you got a cleanser, and then this is the eye cream, and then this is the serum. Excuse my messy dressing table. I was really impressed with the one that I used, the face cream that I used, the day cream. So I don't know if I'll buy it or not. I've been currently using this one, which is just from Woolworths, the Blessed one, and it's good. Only thing is, my son has sensory issues and he doesn't like the smell of it. So I don't think I'll buy that one again. Before that, I was using, Bohemian Skin, and that was great. So I used the Inika's makeup. I used their foundation. Actually, it's BB cream. I use this daily. I don't know if you can see that very well. Goodness me, I'm hopeless at this. Yeah, but it's fantastic. I love that. I've been using that for a few years. I get the beige. Can you see that? I don't know. Anyway, it's beige, okay? And I also use a few of their other little things. But yeah, I'm gradually switching over. I'm losing daylight. It is 4:30 and we're going to lose all of our light shortly. So I've better go and get in the kitchen. Tonight I'm making some vegetarian curry with some tofu and just some vegetables that I've already got in the fridge, which is great to do on a winter weekend, I find. I'm using yellow curry and my homemade vegetable stock for flavour. So I'm just going to chop up my tofu. I haven't marinated it or anything, which you could do for more flavour, but I'm just going to cube it and then lightly fry it, set it aside, and then make my vegetable curry for it to go into. I'm going to reserve some of that tofu for later to make some scrambled tofu, because that's really yummy to have for breakfast. Some oil, lightly oil the pot, and then just place the cubes in and turn them over after a few minutes on each side. Lots of choppy for this sort of thing, and I find that it's great if you can do the chopping first and have it set aside in a bowl so that you're not fluffing around with chopping extra stuff while you're trying to cook. Even though I've already started on that tofu, it gives me a few minutes to start on the choppy. Some sweet potato, love sweet potato, some normal potato, broccoli. I love to get some greens in as well. So starting with the harder things like the celery and the onion, and just frying that up a bit, letting it brown. Then I put the curry paste in. I like to use yellow because of sensory issues that my son has. He's very sensitive to the spicy flavours. And then you saw some coconut milk and some water going in. I ended up putting a little bit too much water in this one. I wasn't very happy with the consistency, but you know, you just play around with what you like. And just stirring in the green things that don't take as long to cook at the end. Here is my coconut rice, which I use with part water, part coconut cream in my rice cooker. And then when it's all finished, just assembling it with some rice on the bottom, and then the curry, and then also just drizzling some of the extra sort of juice, saucy juice on top of it. It's really yummy. A little bit of salt, you can see the tofu chunks in there as well. And it's really yum. Very nutritious as well.
Good morning everyone, it's the next day and we're so lucky because we've got a long weekend this weekend because for the Queen's birthday, so I'm so grateful to just have that extra time today. I feel really relaxed. I felt relaxed yesterday as well. So we've had a really productive morning this morning as a family because we've gone and collected our caravan, which was half an hour away for a couple of nights. So we packed all of that up, brought it home. We've done heaps of washing. There's washing on the line and there's more to be put there obviously, but I thought I would just do a little intro and tell you about the products that I've been using. So this is my curly girl effort. So I know it's still not great. I think it still needs a little bit of time to settle in actually, but we're getting there, and I wanted to show you what I'm using. So I just grabbed this out of the shower. This is Mark Daniels shampoo for curl. It's called Enhanced Define Curls, and I got this at the chemist. I bought this at the chemist. It's Australian made. It's got natural products, no sulfate, no parabens, cruelty-free, vegan friendly. And then obviously I've only got one hand, but I got this to match. This is the conditioner that goes with it. So I've been using that in the shower and leaving the conditioner in for a few minutes, turning off the water while I wash and do all those things. And then when I rinse that out, then I use this. Now I found this in the chemist as well, but I actually saw Tracy from Tracy's Primary Pandemonium using this a long time ago, and I thought, oh, that looks so good. And it's a smoothing macadamia hair food that I've been using as a mask, and it smells amazing. It smells so nice, and whenever I use it, my daughter says, oh mum, your hair smells so yummy. And then I've been using this because I had it. It's CPR, it's a really good brand. It's also, I think, vegan, cruelty-free, all the things, natural, Australian made. But you can only get that from the hairdresser, I think. So I got that a long time ago. It's just a natural hold kind of a gel. It's called Flexi Glee Sculpt Texturize. Sorry about these outside noises, but I just thought it'd be nice to film outside for a few minutes because it's such a beautiful day. It's a beautiful sunny winter's day. I've actually already been for a walk this morning as well with my friend Choc Daisy. We had such a great walk. And then we did the caravan, then we've come back, done the washing. I've done a little bit of tidying, but my house is still really messy. I'm just struggling to get a hold of it, get on top of it. So after this, I'm gonna go and make some lunch. And also Tracy, hello Tracy, has requested for me to show you a couple of things that you can make easily on the stovetop that could also be camping food. So today I'm gonna make a black bean chili recipe, which I've made before and I really like it. It's a little spicy for my two younger kids, but my older daughter absolutely loves it. I would normally have it with avocado, but I've got heaps of avocado, but they're all rock hard at the moment, so we won't be doing that. But I'm gonna go into the kitchen now and show you how to make it. I don't know why you can't see my face. Anyway, I'm actually gonna make the, I'll go down like this. So I couldn't be bothered trying to fix this anymore. I'm gonna serve this with these, we put on special Tostitos Cantina style tortilla chips. I got lightly salted, I got a splash of lime and smoked chipotle. A little bit of lime, and I'm also going to make some vegan sour cream with these cashews soaked, some apple cider vinegar, some Dijon mustard. Come on now. Goodness me. Why? There. That's the magic distance. Good. Lemon juice and some salt. So that's for that. That's basically just going to be blended together. And then these beans, which are going to be, I have to go down low. Black beans, 2 cans of black beans. I just had what I had left in the cupboard of 10 tomatoes, some onion, some garlic. You can see some garlic. I'm going to put a capsicum in it. Nice red capsicum I had in the fridge. I'm going to serve it with some coriander. Cumin or cumin and paprika. Go. Focus. No. Oh, whatever. Okay, so we're going to start choppy now. Starting the choppy with my red capsicum and getting rid of the seeds and everything as well. Then a couple of onions. I really love onions and they're so good for you as well. So I always try to chuck them in whenever I can. I think I made a double batch this time actually. Some garlic as well. I'm a garlic lover as well. And here we go with the oil. Nice amount of oil. Chuck everything in, give it a fry up, and some garlic crushed in as well. And I think with this recipe, we sort of do it in batches. Some spices, they go in there and it makes a beautiful colour. Paprika, cumin, vinegar. It looks funny there, a bit brown, but it's just a really yummy recipe. Black beans. It's all starting to come together. You sort of let it, I don't know, marinate or something. Here is my vegan sauce, my vegan sour cream, salt. There's the normal sour cream for the other people, and of course my vegan version, because I'm trying to cut back on my dairy intake. So it doesn't quite look the same as the normal stuff, but it was really yummy, had a nice tang to it. Oh, and some lime juice, super yum. Coriander, love it so much. And then the yummy tostitos, chippies to go with it, adding some nice crunch. And there's the finished product. So yum. It's yum, isn't it? Do you like it? Who's going to come here and sit with me? Hey? Here's one. You're just going to burrow, are you? Into me. Oh, you don't want to see the people and say hello? Facing the wrong way, you need to turn around. Yeah, kind of. The bottom is on my book. There, the people still can't see. Look there. Aha, there you go. So I've come back outside. The real reason is because it's nice out here and my house is such a mess and I haven't had a chance to clean it up, so I haven't really got a good spot in there. Plus my house is really dark. It's only 3:45, but already the temperature's dropping, and we're going to light the fire soon because it's pretty cool. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you. Why are you sitting over there? You can sit here near me. I wanted to tell you the books that I have been reading. I was inspired by Megan's videos that she's been doing. She's been doing like, I think it's 10 books at a time of what she's been reading this year. She reads so much and I can only dream about reading that much. She's really great. I've only read 5 books this year. In fact, the 5th book I haven't quite finished. So I've been really slack this year, but I wanted to show you what I have read. I'm going to give my honest opinion about these books, and some of them you might not agree with me. That's totally fine. I don't mind. Recently discovered Geraldine Brooks. This book called People of the Book is so great. I loved it so much. It's the first Geraldine Brooks book that I've read. It's about Hannah, who's an Australian book conservator, and she gets an opportunity to have a look at this book called the Sarajevo Haggadah, which is a Jewish prayer book that has survived for a really long time. It's described as a medieval book. So she goes to Bosnia to examine the book and to see what can be done to preserve it. And as she's examining it, she finds bits and pieces that are in the book. For example, a wine stain, a piece of a butterfly wing, I think a hair. And so as she's going through the book, we chop and change as the reader between the story of the actual book and being thrust into the setting and the time when that particular item got into the book and how it got in there. So there are all these multiple layers and multiple stories and multiple settings happening within this, as well as Hannah's story and her kind of discovery as well about herself. And I don't want to give too much away, but that's what it's about. It kind of traces the book's history, and I found it fascinating. It's really, really well written. I found it engaging. I found it interesting and challenging and just really great. So I will definitely be reading more of Geraldine Brooks' books in future. The next one I wanted to talk about was The Hate You Give. So this book I read because on Instagram a long time ago, I'm a bit slow on the uptake, but a long time ago everybody was raving about this book, so I thought, I think that's a book that I should read. So I read it. This book's about a 16-year-old black American girl whose name is Star, and she is actually the witness to her friend, her very close childhood friend's murder, shooting by police. His name is Khalil. Anyway, that sparks off a whole series of events and issues that need to be addressed in the story, which are really, really important. This book's really about family values, survival, friendship, violence, community, belonging, all of those things. So it's got a lot in it. It is a young adult novel. So I found, I'm not a big fan of young adult fiction, so I found it a little predictable in places. At the same time though, I think she did this is her debut novel, Angie Thomas's. I think she did a really good job of capturing the dialogue and the voice of the characters. Having said that though, because this is so far removed from my reality, I found the dialogue difficult at the beginning to get into the rhythm of it and the even understanding what they were saying. I can't think of any examples right now, but I just found it took me a while to sort of get into the groove of it, but she's certainly captured it really well. And the pace of it is really well done as well. You can see that it would be really great for young adults to read. They'd find it really engaging. It's also about hope and belonging and survival. I don't know if I said all those things before, but it's about a really important and heart-wrenching issue, but it's kind of got a really hopeful tone to it as well. So I liked that, and I found the characters really likable. Not relatable, but really likable, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm glad I read this one. The next one is Boy Swallows Universe. So again, this has been raved about. This is written by Trent Dalton, who is a journalist, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't like it. This one has won prizes. It's been touted as being like the best Australian fiction written since Cloud Street, Tim Winton's Cloud Street. I don't know about that. Let me tell you why. So it's about this boy called Eli. Yeah, Eli Bell. It's set in 1985 Brisbane. I grew up in Brisbane. I would have been there at this time. I don't relate to this Brisbane at all. This is not the world that I'm used to. So it's really about the suburban crime, underground kind of crime stuff. It's kind of like an episode of Underbelly, but set in Brisbane in 1985, and I didn't really enjoy Underbelly. It's not really my kind of, I'm a bit precious, I know. I'm just not really into that kind of thing. I'll tell you what was good about it though. The pacing again was really great. The dialogue, he's got the colloquial speech, he's got it down pat. Really, he did a really good job of that. I guess having a male protagonist in a place where I should have really been able to relate to it, I couldn't get there. And the voice, I can understand what he's trying to do with the voice of the boy, so it's sort of told through his voice and his perspective. And there's kind of like these weird episodes that happen, and you can see that it's like a childhood imagination, the way that a child perceives the world around them and trying to make sense of it, but I just couldn't relate to that very much at all. It was really cool having familiar places spoken about, but the characters in here and yeah, everything, I don't know. But I've got colleagues, we've talked about this, my colleagues loved it, they thought it was awesome. Not my kind of book. The next one is The Giver of the Stars. So this was recommended on Instagram by a good little teach, Rachel. She has a kind of a book club that she runs, and this was one of the books that she had on her list. So I read it and I really liked it. It's about this young woman called Alice. She's an English girl, and it's set in the 1930s where she's in England and she meets this man Bennett, and they fall in love and get married, and she moves to Kentucky, USA to live with him. Turns out there's an absolute clash of values, culture, perceptions, everything's just out of kilter, and they do not have a happy marriage, and the father-in-law does not help. It's his house that they live in, and there's some quite confronting scenes in this book. But the beautiful thing is she meets up with this girl, this is just kind of an outsider, an outcast in the town, called Marjorie, and they start this library, which is sort of a horseback library where they go around to the outskirts of the town and into the neighbouring wilderness areas and pockets, and they deliver library books to people who can't get to town or don't have the means of getting books or whatever, and they bring them a lot of hope and joy. And I really loved the stories of meeting with the different people and the excitement about the books. I love that whole thing about delivering books to people who can't get them, and there's a little bit of romance. What else can I tell you? Some of it was a bit predictable, I would have to say, but it's easy to read, it's nicely written, it's not as brilliantly written as something as, say, Geraldine Brooks. It's not that kind of literary level, but it was just nice, easy to read. It had all the hallmarks of a great narrative. It had the villain, it had adventure, it had the protagonist, the heroine, you know, overcoming obstacles, so that was really a nice read. The next one, which I'm not quite finished, you can see I'm up to here. It's been a bit slow going, but it's not that I don't like it. It's a good book. It's called The Single Ladies of Jacaranda Retirement Village by Joanna Nell. This is an Australian book. It's about these these elderly people who live in a retirement village, obviously. And the main character, Peggy, it centres around her and her family and her life, and her best friend Angie, who re-enters her life, comes back on the scene, and she's really vivacious and exciting and sophisticated. And so you kind of enter the mind of Peggy, and she goes through her insecurities and all of her thought processes and difficulties and struggles that she has. And it's all told really wryly and really humorously and with little quips here and there. And this woman who's written it, she is actually younger than I am, I think. Let me just see. Joanna Nell, she was a GP, or is a GP, and has cared for the elderly. She's drawn to writing character-driven stories for women in their prime, creating young at heart characters who are not afraid to break the rules and defy society's expectations of aging. So she's got really great insight into the minds of older women, which I found am finding really enjoyable. So that's a nice, light, humorous one to read as well. Those are my first 5 books of 2020, and here we are halfway through the year. I have so many books that I want to read. Next on my list are these 2. So last year I read the first one. This is kind of like a trilogy, not really a true trilogy, but sort of they're grouped together in 3. The first book, which I just can't remember the name of it right now, The Dry I read last year and loved it. And then these 2 follow on. They're by Jane Harper. So you've got, I think this one's next. No, this one's next, I think. You've got Force of Nature and The Lost Man. They're Australian crime, modern day crime stories set in sort of the outback or small country town. Really cool, really cool. Enjoyed the first one, so I know I'm going to enjoy these ones. I also want to read Little Fires Everywhere, which I've seen on Instagram, and now it's available on Apple iTunes. The movie is available on Apple iTunes, so I want to watch that, but I want to watch that, but I want to read the book first. Then there's one recommended by Reese Witherspoon, which looked really good. I think it's called The Henna Artist, I think. And I thought that looked really intriguing as well. So there are heaps and heaps of books. Let me know if there's something that you think I might like. I like books that are well written, and they've got to have a positive aspect to them, like something uplifting, something hopeful, something good, because I find I get really affected by negative, bad stuff, if that makes sense. Having said that, I don't want it just to be fluffy. Like, I like books that do make me think. I think that's why I really liked Geraldine Brooks's one, because yeah, it just makes you think. I like stuff with history in them too, like historical kinds of aspects. So yeah, those are the books that I have been reading. I do enjoy reading. I must admit I'm very naughty though these days. When I go to bed I tend to play on my phone and look on Instagram instead of, or watch YouTube videos instead of reading, which is what I used to do a lot more when I was younger. So maybe this can help keep me accountable, and I can, you know that I have to check in with you, so I have to read more. Are you gonna say hello, Molly? Are you gonna say hello? You didn't even come over here more. This is what my dog does, okay? This is what she does. This is what my dog does. She just sits there and surveys the pride lands. Don't you, Moll? Hey, Molly. Molly.
I'll be coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home, I plan to let you know the longing of my heart, the wish I carry high. Whenever we're apart, it takes me through the night. When I look deep into your eyes, when I look deep into your eyes, when I'll be coming home, and I am on my way. When I'll be coming home, I wanna see you play the music of your heart. I'm followed by your